All right. Okay. Let me get this ready. How are you doing today? How is everyone doing in their own cities? Okay, so welcome today to this live streaming session. Today we are going to be discussing different tips about how to have a better pronunciation in English, and we are going to give you some tips so that you actually improve your English pronunciation. But before, I would like to tell you something, and it's that my voice is not working very well today because this morning I was a little bit sick. Actually, today is kind of a miracle, or it's a miracle that I am here because I didn't feel very well this morning, but I am feeling way better now. And it is a pleasure to be here with you. So I made it to work today. I made it to come here to spend some time with you, and especially to give you some ideas, some tips, some suggestions about how to pronounce better in English. All right, so let me just do some tests to see if everything is working properly here. Wait just 2 minutes, and we give our beloved classmates a little more time to get online with us. So tell us, where are you watching us from? Where are you from? What is your city? Why don't you tell us on the chat? Let us know. And let's see if this is working. Oh, thank you so much to the 42 people who are watching us right now. All right, hello Melanie. Hello Mariangela from Ecuador. It is very nice to see that people from Ecuador are watching our live streaming sessions. That is awesome. Thank you. Naomi from Latacunga. I think it's like the second or third time, as well as Angela, as well as Tamara, as well as Melanie. Thank you so much for tuning us in today. Hello Domenica, thank you. So I would like to say a big hi to all students from Latacunga because they are very enthusiastic and they are very excited about our live streaming sessions. So you actually really motivate us to really keep on improving and to keep on doing these live streaming sessions. So thank you Valeria, also from Latacunga, and also Micaela from Latacunga. Many people from Latacunga. So yeah, big hi to all students from Ecuador, especially to those from Latacunga, as well as Mabel, as well as Selena, as well as Milagros. What a beautiful name. Valentina Burgos, I remember you from Bethlemitas Pereira. Valentina is a very lovely student that we have in Pereira, and she went to the Bethlemite English camp. So Valentina, you are going to be famous right now. Thank you so much for tuning us in today. Thank you, Mary from Latacunga and Wendy. It's good to see. I would like to see more people from Colombia as well, but it is very nice to see people from Ecuador too. So big hi to everyone, to Alejandra, to Nathan, to Michelle, to Melanie. Ecuador is present. Yeah, very present. So now that everything is working, and now that I feel better, look, I'm drinking a lot of water so that I can do this live streaming session for you. A big hi and a big welcome to all the 57 students who made it today to join us in this live streaming session. But before, I would like to know, did you miss these live streaming sessions? I mean, are these live streaming sessions useful, important? Are you learning from these live streaming sessions? Why don't you tell us on the chat? Is it the first time you join us, or is it already the second or third time that you are joining us in these live streaming sessions? So while you answer, I'm going to keep on saying hi to people from Ibarra. It's very good to see that people from Ibarra and Latacunga are watching us today. Is there anybody probably from Quito? I saw somebody from Latacunga, Ibarra. Thank you, Daniela. I am recovering, so thank you so much for your good wishes. Lady, All right. Okay, so I think I'm just going to start. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And it is right now. So welcome to today's live streaming session, which is called Bethlemite Students Club on our YouTube channel that you already know because you, as excellent people and as awesome people, you have already subscribed. So thank you so much for making it today. So this is a big hi to everyone. We hope that everybody is watching us today from Ecuador. Also, Bethlemite students from Colombia, Pereira, Armenia, different cities. All right. We would like to say also hi to people from Panama, if there is anybody watching us from Panama, or from Nicaragua, or from Guatemala, or from El Salvador. So big hi to everyone. If you didn't know, there are different Bethlemite schools and students and sisters in Central America, especially in Ahuachapán, in Cartago, in Antigua, in Quetzaltenango, in Quiché, in Sololá, in Panama City, Chinandega, Jinotega, and Managua. Ahuachapán is in El Salvador. Cartago is in Costa Rica. Antigua, Quetzaltenango, Quiché, and Sololá are in Guatemala. Panama City, well, that is very obvious. Chinandega, Jinotega, and Managua are finally from Nicaragua. Here in Colombia, there are Bethlemite sisters and Bethlemite schools in Medellín, Bello, Palmira, Popayán, Pereira, Armenia, Bucaramanga, Barrancabermeja, Pasto, and Pamplona. And Bogotá, this is the city that I am from. If you didn't know, my name is Miguel Diaz, and I am from Bogotá. In Ecuador, there are Bethlemite schools in Ibarra, Quito, Latacunga, and Tulcán. And before I forget, in Colombia, there are also different schools. In San Lorenzo, there is also another school in Zapatoca, in Finlandia, and Vélez. I think I forgot Vélez. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have. All right, so welcome to today's live streaming session, which is called Pronunciation Tips Part 2. How to sound more like a native speaker. So this is going to be our tip number 1. Whenever we have this kind of endings, G, H, T, we are just going to pronounce T, like t, 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 right? Let me just get the camera back on. All right, whenever we have, for example, light or night, or what other words do we have there? Or fight. It is just a T. T sound, right? T. Fight, light, night. Something very interesting about English is that the T sound is a little different from the T in Spanish. For example, let me just get the camera back on. All right. Because in English, your tongue doesn't touch your teeth. No, I'm so sorry. In Spanish, your tongue doesn't. No, oh, I got confused. Okay, let me get this straight. Your tongue doesn't touch your teeth in English. All right, I did it well. Your tongue doesn't touch your teeth in English, and in Spanish we say tetero. When we say tetero, your tongue does touch your teeth. But in English, when you say, for example, tongue or touch or teeth, your tongue doesn't touch your teeth, as we can see in the image. So, in Spanish, your tongue does touch your teeth. Tetero, what else? Teléfono. But in English, your tongue doesn't touch your teeth. And now you sound more like a native speaker. Yes! Let me get this again. Okay, let me do it again. Look at my mouth. In English, when you are going to pronounce T, your tongue doesn't touch your teeth. Look, tetero. In Spanish, tetero, it does touch your teeth. It touches your teeth. But in English, it doesn't touch. Tongue, time, light, fight. So when you pronounce light, fight, night, overnight, and so on, so many words, G, H, T becomes only T. So whenever we have words that have this ending, light, night, or fight, that means that you are only going to pronounce T. Like it is a little more explosive, right? Okay, is there any question right now? Let me see. Any questions on the chat? Treble, yeah, treble, for example, treble tovar. Oh, very interesting. Thank you so, so much. We are very, very glad to hear that it is useful for you. Let me see. Is there any question? Are there any questions? Okay, if you have any questions, I am going to keep on reading a little bit later on. And yeah, people from Latacunga are very, very enthusiastic. Awesome. All right, let's keep on doing this session. So remember, in English, your tongue doesn't touch your teeth. It sounds, look, ta 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 ta. In Spanish, it sounds ta 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 ta. But in English, it sounds ta 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 ta. You see the sound? All right. And now you sound more like a native speaker. Awesome. Pronunciation tip number 2. We have these words. They are worked, blessed, earned, hoped, watched. Now, the question is, what do they have in common? We have another list of words. Wanted, ended, painted. All right, so as you see in this list, whenever we have ed ending, it's going to sound also like a T. So we never say, oh, yesterday I worked it, or I was blessed, or I earned it a lot of money. I hope it, I watch it, no, watch it, yes. No, watch it, no, it doesn't work. So we don't pronounce work it, bless it, earn it, hope it, watch it. No, the good way to pronounce them is to make this ed like a T. Worked, blessed, earned, hoped, watched. Sometimes it is going to be at the beginning maybe not that easy, right? Because we are very used to pronouncing in a certain way. But little by little, you can keep on improving your pronunciation, and it's going to be less and less difficult. So you can repeat after me. I mean, you can do it at home. So what do you pronounce? Worked, blessed, earned, hoped, watched. Let's make this ed a T. Okay, let's do it again, but let's do it a little bit more slowly. Worked, blessed, earned, hoped, watched. Okay, this is this is one tip. Here we have another list. Give me just 1 minute. Okay, I am better. Okay, in this list, as you can see, the verb ends with a T or a D. So we cannot, we cannot make the ed a T like we did here because we already have a T. So in this case, the syllable does sound. So what does it mean? Wanted, ended, painted, because it has a T and a D. So this is a contrast. In this line, we have different verbs and they end with ed, worked, blessed, earned, hoped, watched, But then here in the other list, it doesn't sound like this. It sounds a little bit longer. Wanted, ended, painted, because we have T and D. Okay, is it clear? Do you have any questions so far, or should we continue? Let me go to the chat. It is lovely to see that so many students from Latacunga are watching this session. Thank you so much. And also, I'm just going to stop the screen one moment. Thank you so much, teachers in Latacunga. I really know teacher Omar. I hope probably he's watching this live streaming session. And this is a very important space for you to also benefit, right? If there are any teachers who would like us to make or to do different live streaming sessions about certain topics like this topic or any other topics, this YouTube channel is open for you. So be always welcome. We are always receiving your suggestions and your ideas so that we do live streaming sessions that can give you a hand when teaching English. So if teacher Omar is probably around and he is watching this live streaming session, or if there are any Bethlemite sisters or any other Bethlemite English teachers around Latin America, remember that this is also your channel. You can tell me the topic that you would like us to go through in these live streaming sessions, and we just do it. All right? Wow, 77 people are watching us today. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to this session. All right, let's continue. So, as I said, in this line, worked, the ED sounds like a T. But then here, because we have T, D, and T here, wanted, ended, painted, the ED remains or keeps on being pronounced ED. Okay? Now, here, when we have, for example, allow or play, the ED is going to sound allowed. I mean, it's going to sound like a D. Allowed, played, followed. Oh, sorry. Why? Why this sounds like a D and why this sounds like a T? I'm going to show you something. Okay, you are going to take your hands and you are going to touch here. What is the name of this? Your throat, right? Why? Because here you have your beautiful and very lovely vocal cords that allow you to speak and that allow you to vibrate sounds, right? Okay. There are different sounds that are deaf. I mean, they don't vibrate, yeah? But there are some other sounds that actually do vibrate. So for example, if I say ba 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 ba, do the exercise. Does it vibrate? Ba 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 ba. Yes, it does vibrate, and it's beautiful, right? It's awesome. Ba 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 ba. But if you say pa 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 pa, I know. If you say pa 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 pa, you see, it stops vibrating. Pa 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 pa. Or pa 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 pa. Like the P sound. Okay, B. B, 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 B. Oh, it sounds. But when I say P, 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 it's the same. I mean, my mouth is doing the same, but it doesn't vibrate. I mean, but my vocal cords don't vibrate. Isn't it awesome? Let's do another example. For example, D. A word with D. Dinner. But don't say dinner, just say you see, it vibrates. But if I say t, 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 which is T sound like telephone, t, 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 it doesn't vibrate. Isn't it awesome? I think it's awesome. All right. This is just to show you that there are sounds in which your vocal cords vibrate, and there are sounds in which your vocal cords don't vibrate. All right? Let's go back to the screen. So these sounds are, in these sounds, our vocal cords don't vibrate. So this is why the ED becomes T. But in these words, this sound, W and Y, our vocal cords vibrate. So ED doesn't become T, but D. Allowed, played, and followed. Never say allowed or played or followed. No, it is not an extra syllable. It is not longer. It is shorter. Allowed, played, followed. And you are going to say, Miguel, but or teacher Miguel, why? What is the difference between the present and the past? Okay, in English, the present is allow, and the past of this same verb is allowed. You see, so only one sound makes a difference. In present, play. In past, played. In present, follow. In past, followed. Let's do it again. In present, work, like Rihanna. Work, work, blah, blah, blah. Okay, work. In past, worked. In present, bless. In past, blessed. So only one sound makes the difference. And it's also like kind of similar in Spanish too, right? For example, if we say asistir, so it is in present. Asiste, present. But if we say asistió, only one sound, only one vocal, only one letter makes the difference between the present and the past. Oh, isn't it awesome? All right, let's continue with our next tip. Spanish and English. Okay, the P, like public, right? Or portrait. Okay, in Spanish, we say, for example, Pablo. And the P, it is not, the P is not very explosive. It is just very calm, like softer, right? But in English, the P sound is actually very, very explosive. It is a little bit exaggerated. Don't exaggerate, but make it a little bit more explosive than you pronounce P's in Spanish. So, especially when it's at the beginning of the word. Okay, for example, in Spanish we say, Pedro pinta perros poderosos, but in English it is going to sound a little bit more explosive. Patty painted a picture of happy pigs in the park, especially when the P is at the beginning of the word. So let's do it again. The P is not explosive in Spanish. Pedro pinta perros poderosos. All right, but in English it is more explosive. Patty painted a picture of happy pigs in the park. Wow, we sound more like a native speaker. All right. Now look at my mouth. So let me set the camera back on because I would like you to see my mouth. So in Spanish, Pedro pinta perros poderosos. You see, it is not that explosive. Now look at the difference between Pedro pinta perros poderosos. Now see it in English. Patty painted a picture of happy pigs in the park. So you see, both of my lips become ready for the P, like Patty, Patty. In Spanish, Pedro, 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 Patty, Patty, Patty. Pedro, 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 Patty painted a picture of happy pigs in the park. Okay? So, tip number 3, pronounce P's a little bit stronger, a little bit more explosive, so that you sound more like a native speaker and so that your pronunciation becomes closer to that of English. All right? And this is okay. Let me just set the camera back on. And this is a reminder that P's are explosive. Look, Patty painted a picture, pigs in the park, especially when the P is at the beginning of the word. Now, are there any questions? Okay, let me see if there are any questions. Okay, is the streaming failing? Madeleine Alvarez, yeah, I don't know. Probably it's the internet, because if my internet wasn't working, then the live streaming session would be shut down. Okay, I would like to know, am I speaking too fast or do you understand my English? Should I speak a little bit more slowly, or I mean, how is it going? Do you understand? Do you understand everything that I am saying? Or do you want me to go a little bit slowly? Or I mean, let me know how you are doing. How do you feel when listening to these live streaming sessions? Because I know that sometimes I can be speaking a little bit fast, but if you ask me to slow down a little bit, I can pronounce and I can speak a little bit more, a little bit more slowly. All right, okay, so let's continue. Oh, this is a very interesting tip. What is the difference between sh and ch? Okay, in English and also in Spanish, especially in Argentina, we have words like that have this sound, like an O. You see, like when you say, "Hey, silence," shh. This is the sound. Shh. So it is when you are asking somebody to be silent. Shh. All right. Show, shine, shape, like the sun shape of you, right? The bar is in the best. Okay. Okay. And then we have some other words, and the sound is a little bit stronger. Ch, ch. It is like what we have in Spanish when we say, oh, chorizo, or cha cha cha. So you see, this is sh, and this is ch, sh, ch. So this is show. You don't say, oh, this is a show. No, show. Show, shine, shape, change, cheat, and chain. Wow. Change, cheat, chain. All right. So these were the, 4 tips so that you pronounce better a little, so that you pronounce English a little bit better. But some final recommendations that we have for you is listen to the news very often, listen to the radio, and practice English with your teacher. Even if you are outside the classroom, it doesn't matter. Use all of the chances that you have at your school, online, and everywhere to practice your English so that when you are at a university, you can actually do so many wonderful things with your beautiful level of English, all right? So this is why we have a baby here, because the baby is always listening to some content in English. He's always listening to the news, to the he's always listening to the radio. So listen to English a lot, and then you will see how you pronounce better. All right? It's something not only magical but very useful because it actually works in your brain. Like, listen to English a lot, and then you will be speaking English a lot. Take it easy. Take your time. Don't stress, just like this person is here. You can do yoga in English if you want to. But yeah, take your time. It doesn't matter, like, teacher, but I don't like my pronunciation. No, that's not the purpose. Every pronunciation is valid as long as we can understand, right? So it doesn't mean that all of us have to sound like native speakers. No. If you, for example, listen to me, I sound like a very Colombian person speaking in English, right? I have an accent. I have a very Latino accent, and that is something that I can be proud of. But this session is about how to improve our pronunciation in English so that also native speakers can understand us better, and so that our communication flows more easily and more easily, so that it gets better and better throughout time. Remember to record yourself and use your gadgets, your iPods, iPads, iPhones, etc. so that you can record and speak in English, record it, and then you listen to yourself. And then you say, the purpose is not to say, no, I don't like my voice. No, the purpose is to say, oh, I pronounce this better now. It is very useful to record yourselves while you are learning English. Okay, so the last question today is, which tips are you going to practice? Let me know on the chat. And also, what are your commitments? What is your plan? What do you commit yourself today to start doing tomorrow. Okay, let's go to the chat and let's have a little conversation. So thank you, Maria Alejandra. These tips are very important and interesting. It is so nice to see that kind of comments. Also, if you have suggestions about other live streaming sessions that you would like to do, please let us know in the comments. And also let us a comment about what you think about this live streaming session. You can say whatever you want as long as you are respectful. You can say, oh, this live streaming session was boring, or this live streaming session was very interesting, even if Miguel was a little bit sick today. So thank you so much, Sarita. Very interesting, the best so far. These tips will help me a lot to speak better English. Thank you, Sarita. Thank you, Maria Alejandra. Thank you, Dome. Thanks for all the tips. Oh, the message was canceled. Mary Claudio. Teacher, how can I understand the difference between the past and the perfect and the past perfect? What do you mean? Between simple past and past perfect of the verbs? Oh, can you provide links to practice pronunciation? Oh God, you have very good questions. Okay, the first question, let me do it here. Okay. I didn't expect this question, but it is very good. I love your questions. Thank you so much for asking. In English, we have simple past, but we also have past perfect. Is this your question, Mary Claudia? Because in simple past, we say, I ate a pizza. I ate a hot dog. Oh my God, I'm hungry. I ate a hot dog. And in past perfect, we say, I had eaten a hot dog. So when you say I ate, is the past form, so it changes. And in past perfect, it is eaten, right? So this is the past participle. This is the past form of the verb eat, and this is the past participle, which is different. Sometimes they coincide, sometimes they don't. So the best advice is to listen to English a lot, right? And to practice a lot so that you get more and more familiar, right? Because it is not, it is not very useful to memorize, because if we memorize, we forget easily. If we practice more and more and more, we remember better and better and better. So I don't know if this answers your question, like comí un perro caliente and then había comido un perro caliente. So comí is different from comido. So you can ask your teacher to explain it, to practice more this difference between the past form and the past participle. This is the name. So this is in green, right? Past participle, eaten. This is the past participle and past form. And you can also Google it up. Okay, for example, if you go to Google and if you say past form and past participle, you are going to find a list. Don't memorize it, practice it, explore it, and it is going to make a difference. Look, infinitive, okay, past, beat, past participle, beaten. Sometimes they coincide. For example, feel, failed, failed. It is the same. But many other times it changes. For example, forgot and forgotten. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Was this your question? Now, Tamara, can you provide links to practice pronunciation? Well, I could, but I don't know. I don't have links ready to practice pronunciation. But the good thing, what I can suggest is, what is your favorite TV series? Do you like Netflix? When you are watching Netflix, watch it in English. You can also put English subtitles, right? And then you can imitate. For example, if the person says, "Oh, good morning, how's it going?" You can, like if you were an actress, You can try to imitate that person and, oh, hello, how is it going? And you will see how you practice your pronunciation better and more and more and more. So I don't know if there are links to practice pronunciation. You can look for videos on YouTube, or you can ask me your questions by leaving a comment in this video, and I can do more live streaming sessions throughout the year so that we can keep on practicing. Use this YouTube channel for you. Let me know in the comments what you want to learn in English, and then I'm going to do it so that you can keep on learning while you are resting at home, in your bed, or doing something fun, probably in the bus and stuff. I would like to know, are you watching us from a laptop, or are you watching us from your cell phone? Who is watching us from her or his cell phone? And who is watching us from his or her laptop? Okay. Valentina Burgos, I love this streaming. Students in Pereira are waiting for you. Thank you so much. If everything keeps on going well, I think I will be visiting Pereira probably in September. All right. Thank you so much, Mary Claudio. For example, put. Past perfect, put in simple past. Yes, like I said, sometimes it changes and sometimes it doesn't change. For example, the verb put is like the verb to feel, like I feel excited. It is in past perfect is felt, and in simple past it is felt. So it is a matter of practicing so that we can remember more easily which ones change and which ones don't change. How can we increase our vocabulary, Melanie? Big question. If we, for example, if we read, if we watch a lot of TV but in English, and if we sing in English, those are three excellent ways to practice, to increase our vocabulary. Why? Because we are exposed to the language, because we practice the language. So what is the natural but fun way to do that? Well, by watching TV, by reading a lot. If you like, for example, literature or stories, you can do that in English. Live the language. This is a good tip. How can we increase our vocabulary? Watch TV, sing in English, practice with your classmates and teacher, and sing in English, watch TV, and read in English. Right. Why this? Because if we do that, English is natural. And that means that it becomes as natural as our mother tongue. You are going to say, hey, but why in Spanish? I know a lot of words. Why do I know a lot of words in Spanish? Well, because you watch TV in Spanish, you sing in Spanish, you practice Spanish with your classmates, and you read a lot in Spanish. So you are exposed to Spanish all the time. And this is why you can, these are some ways in which you can increase your vocabulary. All right, hashtag Teacher Omar. Yeah, let's send a big hug to him. Thank you so much for telling the students about this live streaming session. Remember that this channel is dedicated only to Bethlemite students, and it is for you. All right, American Horror Story. Yeah, that's a series that you can watch to practice. I haven't watched it, I don't know it, but I think it's, if it's natural, well, then practice with that. Sarita is going to practice the difference between sh and sh, right? Like show and change. That's good, and it is very important. It's the funnest way to practice English. Thank you for the recommendations. Thank you so much, Christina. Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you for the tips. They were very interesting. Thank you for the video. We hope you continue with this class. Thank you, Melanie. Actually, I'm going to continue with this as long as you tell me the topics that you are interested in, all right? It has been a lovely session today. I feel very excited about continuing with these live streaming sessions. A big hug to everyone in Latacunga, in Ecuador, in Ibarra, in Pereira, and in some other cities around Latin America. Remember to stay tuned to know the next dates of our next live streaming sessions. So follow us on our Facebook fan page, Bethlemitas, Proyecto Aprendizaje de Lenguas, but you can also follow us on our Instagram account, Bethlemite Schools. Please leave a comment. What did you think about this topic? But most importantly, suggest a topic. What are those topics that you want to learn in this YouTube channel? And also, what are some things that you want to learn about English? So you can learn about English, but you can also learn different things in English for life. So please remember to subscribe, to leave a comment, to follow our Instagram account and our Facebook fan page. This is the end. So I'm going to turn the camera back on to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so patient with me today, even if I was a little bit sick. I am drinking a lot of water. Cheers. A big, big hug to everyone in Ecuador, Latacunga, Ibarra, Pereira, and the other cities in which you are watching us. Have a lovely, lovely day and enjoy your vacation. I mean, most of you are going to go on vacation in June. I think I will be back in July. All right, so see you in July with more live streaming sessions and from July until December. Bye-bye. Remember to let us know your topics, right? So that we can do live streaming sessions that you want to hear. All right, let us know your comments, let us know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Enjoy. A lot of blessings for you all.